Welcome to the Billion Dollar Chat with Adesina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are joining for the first time, my name is Opeyemi Adesina. I want to believe that everybody can hear me clearly and we are good to go. So basically, this is going to be a daily conversation where I get to share unconventional perspective as regards investing and wealth building with you all. Unconventional because I've taken my time to study the wealthiest men on earth versus the masses, the highly valued companies versus the hustlers, as I like to call them, and then the first world countries versus the others. And one thing you can be so sure of is that these guys did not get to where they are, these countries did not get to where they are today with popular opinion or with general knowledge, right? This seem to that's why Steve Jobs once said that they call them misfits, they call them rebel. That you can disagree with them, you can hate them, you can do anything to them, but one thing you can't do is that you can't ignore them, right? So this series is that series you want to always tune into every day by 12 p.m. And I can assure you that it will not just be worth your time, it has the ability to actually change your life because I believe people's finances to a great extent reflect the quality of their lives, right? It reflects the quality of their lives. So basically, today we'll be talking about the number one secret of successful investors. The number one secret of successful investors. If you are joining for the first time, my name is Opeyemi Adesina, and I'm the founder of Adesina Assets. So basically, what is the number one secret of successful investors? What you can try to check it. What differentiates these guys from every other person, right? I'm into the real estate sector, excuse me, even though I like to call it the infrastructural sector, right? Based on what we focus on as a company. Now, what differentiates the people who really exploit these things, right? What differentiates Dangote having about 7 times the size of Victoria Island in Ibejuleki and every other person buying 1 plot 1 acre in Ibejuleki? What's the difference, right? It is how they think. It is basically their perspective to things, how they see things, how they see opportunities, basically. So today we'll be looking at what's this number one secret. Well, you might say this is personal opinion. You might have what you believe to be the number one secret, but I beg to just give this some thought, and probably at the end of the video you choose whether you can decide whether what I'll be sharing with you nails it on the head or not basically. So let's start from the basis, right? Let's start from the foundation. What is investing, right? Because if we want to check the number one secret of successful investors, then we need to first know, okay, what exactly is investing first, right? Especially for someone who is just trying to get started in the world of investing, you are just trying to check out opportunities, check out offers, and you really want to get started on the right foot. What is investing? Investing basically means putting your money to work for you and ultimately to help you build wealth. Investing simply means making your money work for you. That is, the popular thing is, oh, you get a job to work for money, you start a business to get money, you everything you are trying to do is to make money. You hear people say if it's not making money, it's not making sense. Everything you want to do, let more money come in. Let people just want to make money. But investing is now when you shift from you working for money to, okay, I've made some money. How can I make that money I've made to now make more money for me? That's investing. Putting the money, part of the money you've made, to now make more money for you. That's investing, right? And if you probably happen to know the cash flow quadrant, where we have the employees, the business, the self-employed, the business owner, and then the investor. The employees and the self-employed work for money. The business owners and the investors, money work for them, right? And it will be shocking to you to know that um, in the 95% of people are in the employee and self-employed category. 5% of the world population are in the business owner and then in the investor category. However, these 5% of people control 95% of the world's wealth, while these 95% of people only control 5% of the world's wealth. For example, there is over $2 trillion in circulation in the US. 95% of that are with just 5% of the American population. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? So basically, you want to check what differentiates this category of business owners and investors from these employees and self-employed, because it will shock you to also know that these employees and self-employed people also invest. That is where the disparity comes in. If you ask an average civil servant, an average person who works, they also have probably one plot of land somewhere. They also have probably one business they're trying to invest in. They also are probably in this age of being able to invest in stocks on an app. They also have probably some stocks they've gotten on some app. So they actually also invest. Business self-employed also, they also invest. But what differentiates them from these business owners people and these investor people? These 5% of people that control the 95% of the world's wealth, what differentiates them? This is what we're about to check this afternoon or morning or evening, wherever it is you're joining us from, anywhere in the world. So basically, we'll be able to establish that investing means making your money work for you. Now, the result at which your money work for you is not really dependent on your money or where you put the money. It's dependent on you. And let me make it simple. You start a business and you want to employ staff, right? The What you want the staff to achieve first is dependent on you. Number one, there's something they call job description. Number two, there's something they call key performance indicator, right? Meaning that before I even employ the staff at all, I have what I want this staff to achieve for me. And to achieve that, I will have what I want this staff to be doing every single day that I know that is going to cumulatively contribute to what I want that staff to achieve for the business, right? So, for example, I'm currently looking to hire a salesperson and a video editor. Before they come, I already know that the content the video editor is going to help me edit is going to contribute to generating leads for my business, right? The salesperson is going to be able to call this lead ultimately to generate a revenue for the business. And the revenue is not big. I have a monthly target for the revenue I want my company to generate. So you can see the same thing as putting your money to work. Before you even say, okay, you are putting this money to work as an employee, the money now is your employee. What is that goal that that money is going to achieve? Two, what is the job description that that money is going to do? You see that ultimately it's not really about whether you put your money into real estate or whether you put your money into stocks or whether you put your money into mutual fund. Ultimately, it's basically what you know to do with the money, the kind of job description you know to give your money, the kind of key performance indicator you are going to set for your money that, okay, this is what you are supposed to achieve, this is what you're expected to achieve, determines every other thing. And that is why I often say that nothing in itself has the ability to make you wealthy. Not real estate, not stocks, not private equity. Because there are a lot of angel investors that just invest in wrong businesses, right? So not even private equity, as good as it could be, not mutual fund, not bond, not treasury bills. It is what you know to do with those investment vehicles. What you know to do with those investment vehicles. That is what ultimately make you wealthy. It is not necessarily real estate that make you wealthy. And forget this old gibberish of 90% of all millionaires become so through real estate. And you Carnegie said that in what year? Where the primary source of owning stuff is really getting people to work on farmland. Right now, if you count 10 people that are millionaires, often, in fact, check all the world richest guys today. Most of them are private equity. Majority of even Warren Buffett's assets is in private equity. So that's why personally I used to say that while even though I love real estate so much, it's very easy and safe to start with. Why you can start real estate? Really, you can become millionaire real estate, but becoming billionaire, it's private equity. Basically, that's by the way. Now, what I'm trying to achieve with this session today is not just to create a set of people that just know how to invest somewhere. And this is I'm still going to get there. Um, it is ultimately to make you wealthy. It's not about investing. It is about becoming wealthy through investing. That's where I'm going to. You can invest and still be an average person. You, there's a story I saw recently, and as much as everybody was buying the story, it was not connecting in my head because I'm like, no, no, this is not a successful investor story. Some a popular person shared that he had a driver who was asking him for investment advice, and he said that Probably the guy is in his 70s or 80s, that he doesn't know what to do anymore. He was doing Uber at that age, but he has a house he bought in his youth, right? And he was trying to get financial advice on how he was. And a lot of real estate guys are trying to like use that to sell real estate. And I'm like, this is not a successful real estate investment story. It's not a successful real estate investment story. Yes, you own a property. Many of us, your parents have houses. If they die and you inherit that house, is that a successful? Is that many of you can't even live in that house? Would the house have increased in value? Of course, yes. Could the house still make him wealthy? Yes. And note, the house can only make him wealthy in the sense that probably he sold the house or put it on for rent, and from the return on the house, the yield, he now know how, where else to invest the stuff, probably into a business or something else. You see that ultimately, it's still not the house that made him wealthy. It is what he did with the yield from the house, or probably selling the house and from the resale value he got from the house. So just owning a house and being able to have it to bank on in your old age is not a successful real estate investment story, because it did not make you wealthy. You own a house, but you are still doing Uber at 60. Is that a successful real estate investment story? It is just more like, for example, you see people that their parents die, and then the parents even die broke, but they have an house. And that is why there's this popular saying in Yoruba that says that ẹni tí ò tí nílé àṣírí ẹ̀ ò tí bò, meaning that once you have house, your secret is safe. No, before that, and this is why I used to say that becoming a landlord is not a success story. You can die as a broke landlord. It's not a success story. You must be able to know what exactly to do with that property. So the goal is not to invest in real estate or in anything. The goal is to become wealthy by investing in those things. So if you don't know how to really build wealth by investing, then you are just investing with hopes, and it's just gambling, because it has to be predictable. You have to know what to do. You have to know what you are doing. And let me. I think I'm going too fast. Let me break it down a little bit. Robert Kiyosaki said something. He said, "To be a master of money, you must be smarter than money. You must be smarter than your money. Many of your money is smarter than you. And how do you know? Your money controls you. You make money now. Your money, the energy of money can start telling you where to put the money. You are not the one in control. And by the way, let me tell you this. And if you can learn this, it will change your life. Especially if you are watching this and you're still young. I'm see, man, I'm privileged to be able to do this because I happen to learn some of these things early, right? Um, you know, recently someone I was talking to someone and I was like, "Oh, I would like to come to your," and I told him, "Okay, my office is in my Tama here," and he was just asking me, how are you able to do all these things? How are you able to know that, okay, I need to do this? You are young, yeah. How are you able to know all this? And I was like, I just happened to come into the knowledge early. That's just it. By grace, by God just helped me to come into it early, right? And this is why we first started with retire early. But at the same time, I noticed that people can retire early and retire average. And that is not my goal. My goal is retire early and wealthy. And that's why we have to change it to dream bigger. Don't just retire early, dream bigger. So the goal is not just to retire early, the goal is to retire wealthy. All right. Now, let me go to where I'm going to. That if you can learn what I'm about to say right now, it will change your life. Money is useless. Money, 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion naira, 5 billion, 100 billion, it is useless. Money is trash. Money is useless. Money is, see, the billionaires don't think in terms of money. The wealthiest of guys don't think in terms of money. The first world countries don't think in terms. Why do you think Dubai would give you tax relief, take out a lot of barrier for you to come? Because they know that once they create that comfortable system for you to bring your trade, money is a byproduct. See, if you are still thinking in terms of money, you want to get a job, your only focus is salary, you are poor. You want to start a business, your only focus is how much you can make, you are poor. Money is a byproduct, is a result. Successful investors do not think in terms of money. They don't. So, first thing is you have to die to money. You have to You have to take your attention away from money. See money as trash, useless. When we say we want to build economic cities, right? So that number one, the biggest problem of Nigeria is that there's no there's no infrastructure to support local production, which is why Dangote will forever be the richest man, regardless of what any other person can be doing, because he's the one contributing to infrastructural development in Nigeria the most, which is the biggest problem of Nigeria. So you want to be wealthy at his level, pay attention to where he's putting money. So we look at it like the biggest problem is infrastructure. Let's get into the infrastructure business. We create an economic city where we give it, for example, the one in Kuala Lumpur is for agriculture. The next one we are looking at is going to be in leather and textile, right? And we're already looking at where that would fit into, right? So we create the infrastructure automatically, but because we are creating um a good environment for businesses to thrive. What happens? Jobs come. What happens? People want to live there. What happens? There's demand for housing. What happens? That place develops. If you buy land, you buy housing, you are able to make profit. You see that profit is a byproduct of solving a problem, of creating impact. Money is useless. When you start thinking in terms of impact, when you start thinking in terms of solution, you see that is why there's a story that Dangote said that at a point he just started seeing $10 million on, he started seeing big money on paper, and he's like, do I really have this money? He had to go to bank, withdraw 10 million, is it $10 million or 10 million naira, to see that that means he was not thinking in terms of money, he was thinking in terms of solution, impact. Solution, impact. Money is useless. Stop. Delete it out of your head. Out of your head. Instead, ask yourself, this thing I'm doing, what solution is it bringing? What impact is it bringing? You see, when you focus on that and you're focused on that solution and you're focused on scaling the offering of that solution to more people, to new territories, money will not even be your problem. That is first thing. That is foundation. You see, people just want to, and there are various reasons why people want to invest, right? For retirement. Oh, so that when I'm old, I don't want to work for money. And that was what I first actually wanted to buy. We introduced with additional assets. But I was like, no, I've seen a lot of retirees that still have to be using their 70s to still be looking for what businesses to start or to still be going from. No, at that level, it should not still be you. It should be solution. It should be mentorship. It should be guiding the next generation. But you can't do that if you are not wealthy, right? And for some people, they just want to invest for some short-term financial goal. Oh, I want to get a car. Oh, I want to get a house. Oh, I want. You see, there's a level of solution you bring. There's a level of impact you create that you don't even have to set goals for some things. You don't. I don't know how to explain. You don't have to think about some things. It is at the point of I need them. You just get them because you already have what it takes to get them. For example, getting a house. There's a level of impact you create that it is not about getting a house. It is, I need to get a house in this kind of environment, in this kind of taste, based on the kind of things I'm doing, based on the kind of environment I want to live. It becomes a need. It becomes, so even when you are going on vacation all over the, it's not like poor people do, that they want to do it for the gram, that they want to do it to show that they've arrived. You need it to refresh your mind for the kind of solution you are bringing to this world. So it becomes a necessity. And at that point, because it is a necessity, you are not even struggling, you are not saving up for it. You just do it because the money is there. And guess what? It will always be there. Always, 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 always. So take your mind away from, I want to be comfortable when I'm retired. I want to be able to feel safe someday. I want to be able to, you see, focus on you want to build wealth. Okay, you will need to invest in something that drives impact, something that drives solution to the world. That is where your attention should be. And should I tell you the ultimate secret? Make investing an habit, not a random practice. Hi, if you can learn this, there's something nice to say that think in an asset way. You see, when you make investing an habit, even the clothes you wear becomes an investment. The way you carry yourself, the things you use becomes an asset, becomes investment because you know what it contributes to ultimately. You know the impact it makes to the environment around you. You know the impact it drives. You know the impact, and you know that it is that impact that now drives the money back. See, you can wear a million naira suit, right? Because you know that you are trying to, pitch probably a deal that is going to create thousands of jobs. You see, that thousands of jobs, they are going to still work in a way that will bring that $1 million suit back. For what I'm trying to say is that even the things you do to yourself becomes an investment because of the level of value you are bringing to the world. So when you make investing an habit, when you make it your default state of mind, whether you are buying clothing or you are buying housing or you are putting money into a business or you are putting money into a property, you are putting it is all towards the impact you are bringing. It is not to feel good. It is not to, because literally you live for impact. Let me tell you, you can, even if you can disagree with Dangote, whatever it is you like, but he lives for impact. Do you know the impact of Dangote's refinery on Nigerian economy? Do you know how much it contributes to Nigeria's GDP? He literally lives for impact. He's going from one African country to the other, making deals, meeting president. You cannot be as rich as he is because you are not making as high impact as he's doing. So if he needs to wear $1 million shoes because of the kind of impact he's bringing, it is non-negotiable. You are still bothered about the kind of clothing you need to wear because your impact to the world does not even make it non-negotiable. Does not make it non-negotiable. Make investing an habit. That whether it is in yourself, whether it is in a course, in your dressing, in anything, in a big. So when you're investing in a property, it is more about this project I'm investing in. What impact does it even bring? This property I'm buying into. See, when you if all you think about is the profit for yourself alone, you will only invest as an average person on the street. You will never be able to really build a remarkable level of wealth with that. Because Dangote did not buy 7 times the size of Victoria Island because he wants to be the biggest landlord in Lagos. He bought it to build a refinery that will contribute to Nigeria's economy. So that land you want to buy, that project that you're buying into, what does it contribute? What does it contribute? And that your own land that you're buying, what does it contribute? And that's why when I hear landlord, I'm like, well, it is good because you buy house for yourself, but that house is not contributing to anything. So it is can even be a liability because you continue to take care of the house. Continue to what I'm saying is that when you focus on investing as an habit and you treat everything around you as an because you know why assets will always give you more money because assets contribute. Give me an example of an asset. You own rental properties. You can see how it contributes to giving people homes. Do you see? You invest in a company, that's an asset. Do you see how that company render solution to other people? You invest in additional economic cities. Do you see how that investment now contributes to either providing house for people working in the economic city or in turn resell it back to those that are trying to buy it for warehouse or something? Do you see how you now contribute to those working in the economic city or those that have businesses in the economic city? Do you see how the assets contribute to people? But if you are just buying the assets because you want to become a landlord, you are thinking like a poor man. You are thinking like a poor man. So the first thing you want to do is what is your purpose for investing? It's not an habit. So your purpose is now impact. So the purpose, okay, I'm investing here. What solution is this investment bringing? What solution? Warren Buffett owns 6% of Apple. He owns Coca-Cola. Can you imagine the impact that those companies, Duracell, have to the world? Ends, ketchup. That is why he's rich. That's why he's wealthy. But you're only thinking about yourself. When you start thinking about purpose in terms of what your asset offers to people, you will see that wealth becomes automatic. Why I can't doubt of me become of me becoming more wealthy because I am already wealthy is that imagine the impact of additional economic city. We just have one now that is current going to we are giving it a grand launch by January 2024. Now imagine by next year we are opening another one for leather and textile. Imagine by the time we are having 10. Imagine the kind of commerce to support all across Nigeria. And by the time we start to expand across Africa, one day we are going to have something as big as probably bigger than the size of Dangote refinery, and it's going to be for a particular themed commerce city where local creation, local manufacturing, and the problem we take it off the government because the truth is individuals. Nations are built by private entities, by the private sector. Check America, check New York. At the height of New York's what's it called economic downtime, Donald Trump came with the Trump Tower and he revived the entire city. Stop. We are relying on the government too much, and we are relying on the government too much because we have a liability mindset. When you have an asset mindset, now what do I offer to complement what the government is doing? It is even then you have mouth to criticize the government. So start. What's my purpose for investing in this property? What is this property contributing to the economy, to the local community? What's it offering? By that level, you are not just investing in real estate, you are investing in projects. So you are like, additional, I like this your project. Oh, let me also I want to do land banking in mass here, right? I want to do land banking. And by the way, you can do land banking with as low as 5 million naira, get an acre, 2,700 square meter, you get an acre in additional economic city here in Kwali. Do land banking. Oh, additional, I learned that you're even going to start, we are redesigning our housing units because we want to make it high rise and such that we can maximize land enough of the old fully detached houses that will just waste land because we need to expand, right? And think bigger, right? So we are designing that. Oh, I want to buy certain units so that we can provide housing units for this increased commerce. As you are thinking like that in terms of project, money becomes a byproduct. You are no longer thinking of see it is it see the good thing now is the thinking about the profit. It's not even on you again. The burden is not on you. It is now on us. That is why you see that when I want to invest in a business, it is business owner that now pitch to me what I stand to gain. Burden of thinking about profit is no longer on me. So Dangote is not thinking about profitable Dangote cement is. The CEO is the one presenting that. So if we do this, we are profitable. He is thinking about what cement manufacturing is going to do for the African. And let me give this as example. You are a forex trader because I feel I don't talk about this more. You are a forex trader, right? And you are looking to, you know, just make money and invest. Yeah, it is good. You know how to trade the market and invest. You know how to do this. But can you think, how does this thing contribute? How can this thing contribute to other people apart from yourself? Is it through training, right? Is it through even now using that as a channel to now investing in other sectors? So using the byproduct to invest in other sectors, right? Through human capital development. When you start thinking about this, right? See the the capacity, the finance to scale just come automatically. Because for example, you just see people that say, "Oh, I like what you are doing. Can we partner? Let's open a school." So you buy a whole building, and then by the time you now train all those people, they now become manpower. So you now don't even have to start reading the market again. You have people reading the market, you have this, you see how you now expand based on the fact that you are now thinking about impact to the community. And that is just a byproduct. I just said that because I know someone might be asking, but this is what I do. How guys, when you make investing an habit, when you make it all about assets, and because you know that asset is all about impact to others, wealth is a byproduct. This is the number one secret of successful investors. I hope you've learned something. If you need to releasing again, you might want to come back to releasing again, until you get it. Join me again tomorrow by 12 p.m. right, and we'll be talking about another topic. Don't forget to share with your family and friends and your network. Don't miss these sessions. Don't miss it. Every day will be new experience and new. I don't want to use some word, but it will be a download of knowledge like you can't hear in on the streets. See you tomorrow, guys.